Day number 6 of Chicago Bears training camp is in the books, and Justin Fields and the Bears starting offense had their best day of camp so far, according to reports. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day of camp this year. So, guys, on my thoughts, my reaction, my opinions of what happened at camp every single day. Definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. Today was actually the first day that pads came on, so real football was being played starting today. You know, the offensive defensive line could actually go at it more because they have pads on now, so it was a lot more fun, a lot more intense probably. It still was not as intense as it's going to get starting tomorrow because according to Matt Eberflus, he actually said that the Bears still had a moderate day today on the first day of pads, and tomorrow the number of reps will actually be double tomorrow. So today they had 48, tomorrow they're going to have 96, so a much longer practice tomorrow. The media is going to be there tomorrow, the fans won't be there. That kind of sucks, the fans won't be there to get the exclusive video, which the media is not allowed to record. So we're not going to see too much video from tomorrow probably, but we will have media tomorrow at the practice, so there's going to be reports tomorrow as well. But talking about the practice today, guys, man, was it a great day out of Justin Fields in the Chicago Bears offense, specifically the starting first team offense. The backup offense actually had some miscues. PJ Walker threw a pick, and you know, we don't care that much about the backup offense, so obviously we're worried about Justin Fields and how the starters looked, and they looked pretty damn good according to all the reports. That's funny because yesterday was the first day they actually had like a down day, a bad day of camp, and they came right back afterwards the very next day and put together a show yet again. So there's a lot of reports I have here. I'm going to be reading all of them. Again, credit goes out to the reporters that were actually there. I was not there at camp. I wish I could be, but I'm not official media. But reading their tweets, so according to Nicholas Moriano, he said that back-to-back touchdowns for the first team offense. The first one was actually a Darnell Mooney touchdown on a run to the right side, an end around. Nice spin move to get into the end zone, and then Fields stepped up in the pocket with the rush closing and found Chase Claypool for a touchdown on the left side. And I'm going to put video of this touchdown on the screen right now, and you guys can see this is growth out of Justin Fields. Okay, the ability to step up in the pocket, evade the pressure, and find a guy open in the end zone. In years past, I feel like Justin Fields would have taken off with that football and just ran it in himself, but we're seeing him be a little bit more patient now in the pocket and try to throw the ball when he can, which should be celebrated, right? Because we don't want to see Justin Fields always running with the football and putting his body at risk. At Ohio State, he made plays like this where he bought time, obviously, with his mobility, with his athletic traits, but eventually ended up actually throwing the ball for the touchdown because he's a quarterback. I mean, that's what quarterbacks do, right? So love that pocket awareness, that pocket presence by Justin Fields. He's definitely growing in that regard. And by the way, Cole Kmet has to chill here, okay? Cole Kmet, during his celebration, he jumped over Chase Claypool, knocked him down to the ground. Bro, you got to be careful, okay? Chase Claypool, especially coming off all those injuries. We don't want to be hurting this guy before a, very big season for him. So I thought that was funny to point out. In the future, I don't want Cole Kmet jumping over people. It's not worth it for the injury risk. So I thought I'd point that out, but besides that, it was a brilliant play by Justin Fields and a good play by Chase Claypool as well. Then going to the next play, Zach Pearson said that Justin Fields rolled to his right and delivered a strike to DJ Moore for a touchdown, a good throw. I couldn't find video of this, but man, their connection has been nonstop. Every single practice, you've been seeing multiple touchdowns, multiple passes completed to DJ Moore, and it's no surprise that they connected again, in the end zone. So love to see that. I'm going to the next report. So Courtney Cronin said the first play of 11-11, Fields throws a laser to DJ Moore for a big gain. Moore turns on the Jets to accelerate down the sideline with Eddie Jackson on his heels. And I'll put the video on the screen right now, but you guys can see a very good catch in adjustment by DJ Moore. Okay, the ball was kind of high. It wasn't the perfect throw by Justin Fields, but the point of having a good receiver now like DJ Moore is that when the ball is not completely accurate, which no quarterback is always going to be throwing an accurate ball 100% of the time, that receiver can adjust to the ball and still have the body control, the footwork, and the speed to still make it go all the way to the house, which is what DJ Moore did on this play, okay? Even though the ball was kind of high, he still caught the ball, adjusted to the ball, and still took it home, for the touchdown, which I'm sure in a real game this would have been a tackle, somewhere down the field, but it's only practice right now. But regardless, it was a big play nonetheless, and I love that we're getting stuff going after the catch for Justin Fields in this offense, because so far for Justin Fields, nothing has came easy for this guy, okay? Everything has been either a 50-yard bomb down the field or a 50-yard touchdown run from Fields where he's having to evade multiple defenders and break multiple sacks. Like, we haven't had the offensive structure, the offensive weaponry to have, you know, a system in place where Fields could just throw a slant over the middle and have that guy go for 50, 60 yards to pad his numbers a little bit, okay? Every good quarterback has a good quick passing, good short passing game. Even guys like Patrick Mahomes, okay? Once Patrick Mahomes figured out how to work the short passing game, he became an even deadlier quarterback that won another Super Bowl this year, even without the best weapons, right? So I think Justin Fields is learning how to work that quick passing game, how to get the ball out to receivers, give them chances in the middle of the field, and, you know, hopefully in the future the balls will be a little bit more accurate, because this one was a little bit high, but maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit too much. But regardless, I'm so happy the short passing game is working out, because that was my #1 request out of this offense in this offseason, okay? Give Justin Fields the layups, the gimmies, and he has to be able to hit those, and it seems like so far in camp he is. But on the flip side, he also hit a deep bomb down the field as well, like he usually does, like he has during his NFL career so far. So according to Greg Braggs, he said that big time home run ball to Tyler Scott from Justin Fields, one-on-one with Greg Stroman, and he completely got dusted by Scott. Fields put it up 50 yards or so. Tyler had to wait for it, but was so wide open that was an easy catch and score. And I'll put the video on the screen right now for you guys to see, but some people are calling this a bad throw by Fields, but I don't think it's that bad. I mean, the pressure was in his face. He was throwing into the wind, so it's hard to get the ball out in front of him. You know, I'm sure he wanted to do that, lead him down the field to maybe get that touchdown instead of having to have him wait a little bit. So not the perfect throw, obviously, but again, we're nitpicking so much. You know, other quarterbacks in the NFL, they oftentimes make throws like this where it's not completely perfect, but the receiver makes the catch for them because they're NFL level receivers. And now we actually have multiple NFL level receivers, guys that can go down the field, win a contested catch, have the speed to dust guys, where even if the quarterback doesn't throw a perfect ball, you can still get that big time play of like 50 yards, right? So Tyler Scott, man, this guy reminds me so much of Johnny Knox, which I don't want to say because we all know how Johnny Knox turned out, you know, with the injuries, that was so sad. But if he can stay healthy, if Tyler Scott can stay healthy, he reminds me so much of a healthy Johnny Knox. The ability to burn down the field, the energy that he has, you know, the big play ability, and he's a perfect weapon for a quarterback like Fields, because we all know Fields has a big time arm. He loves throwing down the field, and we got another toy for him on this offense at receiver number 4, which is crazy to think about because in years past, he could have been receiver number 2 or receiver number 3, but now a receiver core is so deep that he's buried kind of on the depth chart. It's going to be hard for him to see as many snaps as a Darnell Mooney or a Chase Claypool unless he, you know, completely just blows up in camp or if injuries happen, right? So it's so nice to have that depth now on the receiver core. But sticking on Justin Fields, so I do want to bring up a quote from Greg Gabriel, a former scout of the Chicago Bears. He said that the biggest change in Justin Fields since his rookie year, his release, it's much tighter and compact as well as quicker. He no longer has that big hitch at the top of his throwing motion, which a lot of people, a lot of QB gurus have criticized Justin Fields for that hitch that he had coming out of Ohio State. Guys like Chris Sims, who I'm not sure I'd call Chris Sims a QB guru, but he was big time hating on Fields for having that hitch in his throwing motion, and that was the reason why he put Fields below Kellen Mond in his rankings. We're not here to talk about Chris Sims, but my point is that a lot of people did think that Justin Fields had a unconventional release, but it seems like he has kind of fixed that, and the release is a lot faster and a lot quicker, which could help Justin Fields avoid some sacks next year as well by getting that ball out a lot faster. So great day out of QB1, great day out of the entire Chicago Bears starting offense. It seems like Justin Fields, for the most part, was pretty accurate, besides for a few balls that were kind of off, but the receivers still caught them anyways because that's how good of receivers we have now. So man, the offense is rolling, the passing offense specifically, which I love to talk about because in years prior, we have not been able to talk about the Chicago Bears offense being this ahead of the Bears defense in camp this early, which I already know a lot of people in the comments are going to say that that's only because the Bears defense absolutely sucks. But guys, the Bears defense last year also was not good. We ranked 32nd in the NFL, but still in camp, our offense was not good going up against that defense. So at least now, even though we have a defense that still isn't great, the offense is dominating them many practices like they should, you know, because I do expect the offense to be better than the defense this year. But speaking of the defense, I do want to talk about some positives on the defense, talking about Jaquan Brisker, who probably was the best player on the defense today, and he had a fantastic pick today in camp. So according to Zach Pearson, he said that, yeesh, Jaquan Brisker read a throw perfectly, broke on it, and picked up PJ Walker on the right side of 2-minute drills, and I'll put the video on the screen right now, but you guys can see that was a great play in coverage by Jaquan Brisker. Okay, he broke on that ball from kind of far away. I couldn't tell where he was exactly, but he covered a decent amount of ground, kind of similar to the pick that he had against the Patriots against Mac Jones, which was actually a one-handed pick. That was a cooler pick, but this pick still was super cool, you know, reading that throw and making a break on the ball at the right time, and also the, you know, having the body control to land in bounds as well. He got both of his feet in bounds, it looks like. So, man, Jaquan Brisker is primed for a breakout year, I hope, next season, because there's a lot of positives to take away from his season last year, and he's only going to be getting better with all the work that he puts in. Nicholas Morian also said that in the low red zone period, Jaquan Brisker had a nice pass breakup on DJ Moore in the end zone. Good closing speed and play recognition by Brisker to break up the pass, and that's why I'm so excited about our secondary this year. Okay, guys like Eddie Jackson, guys like Jaquan Brisker, obviously the cornerbacks that we have drafted too. Like, our secondary is very, very high potential, very, very high ceiling. If they can reach that ceiling, watch out, okay, because it could be a pretty damn good playmaking type of secondary. But going to the next story of the day, I do want to talk about Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens, because I haven't talked about the defensive line too much, but today pads came on, so today we could see how the lines actually look. And according to Adam Hogue, okay, Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens had pretty good days of practice, especially on the one-on-one. So he said first ever pad and one-on-ones in the NFL for rookie Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens, and I like what I saw. Both got consistent penetration, one really good rep for Dexter with a quick get-off to an easy win. The key word there is quick get-off, because that's been the main criticism out of Gervon Dexter since he got drafted. Okay, in college, supposedly the worst trait out of him was that he had a slow get-off and that he didn't get to the line of scrimmage fast enough. Well, so far in camp, guys, I know it's only camp, but that's not been a problem for Gervon Dexter. So, again, some people said that that was the system he played in Florida, where he had to kind of read and react and he couldn't get to the line of scrimmage fast enough. But whatever the case was, it does not seem like it's been a big issue so far in camp. He also had another play in camp where he completely blew up a running lane. He got to the ball carrier. It seemed like before the ball was even snapped, it almost seemed like a false start, but he timed that play perfectly. I can't find the video of this. I saw it somewhere on Twitter, so I apologize, I can't find it again. But he was good against the run on that play. I'm sure Zach Pickens also had a few good reps, you know. So these interior defensive linemen, I mean, if they can step up during the rookie year and be at least like above average in some regards, okay? They don't have to be above average the entire year, but like here and there on some downs, provide the Bears with pass rushing potential. I mean, that's going to be huge for this pass rush, because interior pass rush has become the new, you know, it's become the new like premium position, right? Like you see guys like Aaron Donald, guys like, you know, Dexter Lawrence, Chris Jones getting paid $20+ million per year, because rushing the passer from the inside honestly creates an even tougher environment for the quarterback, because they can't step up in the pocket. If you have an elite edge rusher though, sometimes you can actually step up and avoid the rush, especially with athletic quarterbacks like Justin Fields, who can just flip their hips and the rusher just goes flying past the quarterback, because sometimes it's so hard to actually get these types of quarterbacks down. But from the inside, it's really tough dealing with that pressure. So if we get anything out of Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens during the rookie year, I would be super happy, and it could make up for the lack of a premium true edge rusher right now on the roster, especially in a defense like this, where if you go back to the Colts defenses under Matt Eberflus, they never really had the elite premium edge rushers, partly because they had a dominant guy on the inside in DeForest Buckner. So we'll see what Dexter and Pickens give us during the rookie year. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of sacks. But going to the last story of the day, I do want to talk about an offensive line update, and this is only because of injury, but supposedly Nate Davis has been injured. I'm not totally sure what injury he has, because the Bears have not released any information regarding it. But according to Courtney Cronin, she said that Lucas Patrick actually got first team reps at right guard with Nate Davis not here. So keep an eye on Nate Davis going forward. Is he going to be fully healthy? I'm sure it's not anything major, otherwise the Bears would have reported it. But it does kind of suck he's missing practice, because he also missed the voluntary session of practice of OTAs a couple months ago, which that's not a big deal. You don't have to be there. He did come to the mandatory OTAs, but he's new here, obviously, so you want him to be having as much practice time as possible to get chemistry with the guys up front. But hopefully nothing to worry about. But that's the end of the video, guys. I'll be back with another one tomorrow. More practice tomorrow. It's going to be a long practice tomorrow by the looks of it. So hopefully a lot of reports to give you guys. But leave your comments down below. Have a good night. As always, bear down.